Good morning, Keith McVeigh, Catamaran Guru here. We're up here bright and early down at Loggerhead Marina getting ready to survey a Catana OC50 Samurai, the winner of the Atlantic Rally for Cruisers. Got line honors. It's an incredibly good performance boat. We have our buyers on board looking at everything that's going to be included in the sale today, and we're looking forward to a good survey and haul out. So what we'll do when we leave, as I explained to you, it's very easy to drive a catamaran. You'll have a lot of fun with it. We'll take you out to South Lake here where there's nice big open space. Let you just play around a little bit, get the feel for it. Matt and I will be here helping you, advising you. There won't be any problems. There's nothing to crash into. So Matt will be right next to you. I'll stand at the back here. If I do think you're going to crash, I'm jumping overboard. So it'll be a lot of fun. So we're at South Lake. We're a little early, so we thought we'd give the new buyers a chance to play around with the boat a little bit, get the feel of using the engines to maneuver, and we're going to use South Lake here. It's nice and open and calm conditions. Should be a lot of fun for them.
It's fast, eh?
Yeah.
When you give a little bit, there's so much power. That's what makes the boat so maneuverable.
Yeah, it's the
Right.
fastest. I didn't know. Slow down.
That's why we're here, is for you to feel it out. All right, you can hit neutral now. So get them both into neutral. So straight up. There we go. You'll kind of feel it click. So a little bit more. There we go. Yes. So with these engines, how they work, if you feel like it goes forward, you can feel it clicks into gear. And the rest of it is all RPMs, revs. So same with reverse too. It's neutral, into gear, and then if we give, that's all the speed. Yeah, so it only has, exactly.
You see how quickly you get the feel. Look at him, he's already...
So I can trust him.
Absolutely, you can trust him.
All right, so when we're maneuvering the boat, if we have our Daggerboards all the way up, with these Katanas, the bow is pretty light, so it tends to get blown off a little bit. So we lower our Daggerboard till about the first marker, which gives us a little bit more stability into the water, so the boat tends to not get pushed around as much as with the Daggerboard all the way up. All right, depending on the depth, you don't want your Daggerboard all the way down shallow water because that increases your draft. And I believe with this boat we can get about a 6-foot draft if our Daggerboards are all the way down. But we'll just bring it to the first mark. That's perfect for our conditions today. Fairly light winds. It'll help us maneuver and turn the boat very well. As we can see, as our clients here already at the helm, getting the feel for it. And they're gonna set up our Daggerboards in just a little while.
You'll feel it click into neutral. That's
Lower our Daggerboards just to our first marker, which is gonna help us maneuver in the wind. There we go. The wind is coming from up there, so that's pushing us a little bit now. So if you give a little bit more throttle, a little bit more foot, and a little bit more reverse, there we go. That's okay, you got it, doing great. Right, now we can see we're coming around.
Yeah.
So now, I'm gonna get your bow facing up, so click both engines into gear forward.
Forward. Okay.
Forward.
Forward. Okay.
Forward.
But that's.
He's okay.
It's okay.
As I'm watching him.
Okay.
So both into forward. Yeah, go. Both into forward.
Okay.
And now use your wheel. So take the wheel now and turn hard to starboard. Yes.
This way.
Yes, just keep going. Hard. All the way over. More. There we go.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
See, now that we're moving,
straighten.
yeah, so now straighten out again. Keep turning back until you see your boat starts going up and just into a straight line.
We missed, while you are explaining how the radio channels work to Jane, is how well Mark has already taken over, looking after us, holding us in position, and has literally been minutes with a little bit of instruction. So I think it's important for anyone buying a catamaran to realize that it's a very maneuverable boat, very easy to use. So an interesting little fact when you come to bridges, there might be boats waiting to go from the other side and from each direction. So a lot of people always wonder who's got right of way, so who should be going first. So whichever boat has the current flowing, pushing the back of their boat. So if we were facing the bridge and the current's going that way, we have right of way because we have less control than the boat that's facing the current. So it's much easier to steer facing dead into the current than it is to have the current pushing you from behind. So that's the etiquette of going under bridges. Whoever has the current pushing their boat has right of way.
Now he's got the feel for it now, eh? Look at that. Good job, eh? It feels good, eh?
That's very
Yeah, that was very good. For the first time, you did real well.
Thank you.
I think that one of the most important things is set their expectations. A lot of buyers feel the survey is to really find something wrong that they can go back and renegotiate on. I like to explain to them that the survey is really important from the point of view it lets the insurance company know what they're insuring. That's why the survey can be 20 pages long, because the surveyor lists everything that's on the boat in a lot of detail, and at least then an insurance company knows what they're insuring. For many buyers as well, it's the first time that they've actually got on the boat out on the water, and we want to make sure they feel comfortable. I think if you can get the potential buyer at the helm, let him have a feel for the boat, and clear up a lot of, they have concerns, the boat's new to them, and try and answer a lot of those questions that are lingering, that concerns and not understanding a lot about the boat. Those are the sort of issues we'd like to cover.
I definitely agree with Keith on that fact of letting the people on board feel comfortable. So we could easily see today those smiles on the faces, hey? And just within 10 minutes what progress they can make. So I fully agree that setting them at ease like that, opens up that idea in their head that, hey, we can do this.
I've often seen buyers look surprised when you say to them, take the wheel, because they don't have the experience with the boat. But we do it in a circumstance where it's perfectly safe. They could even make a mistake or two and it's not going to cause any problems. And having that feeling of taking the wheel and suddenly realizing how the boat responds, what it feels like when you apply the wheel and the throttles, really brings a lot more comfort to them and puts their minds at ease. So to me that, I think Matt did a great job today. In 10-15 minutes, they were like different people. We actually left him at the helm a little unsupervised because we could see he was learning and getting a real good feel for the boat. An extremely important part of the survey is the haul out, because when people get to see the boat out the water, it gives them a much better perspective, an understanding of what is below the boat, what the keel looks like, what the rudder looks like, what the propeller looks like, and that perspective helps them when they go drop anchor one day. They know what the bottom of their boat looks like, and they have a better feel for the size of the boat, and it's very important, that part of seeing the boat out the water. So main things we're looking at when the boat's hauled out, the surveyor will immediately start tapping the hull. That'll tell you if there's any voids. I'll always look if there's a mark that shows the boat might have hit something underwater, might have been grounded and scuffed. That would be a telltale. Generally, I found if a boat's been standing quite long, I like to grab a scraper. The props normally have quite a lot of barnacles on, which I've found if you scrape them off during that haul out, you can feel the difference on the return voyage. So I think the very big appeal of the Samurai, being a Catana Ocean Class 50, is the performance. We have a boat here. It's always a fine line between being a good performing catamaran and a very comfortable liverboard. And I think with this boat specifically, has really achieved that. You know, there are no other performance catamarans on the market that have full-size refrigerators and really decent sized bunks like this does. It's an extremely comfortable boat, and when it comes to performance, it's 100% proven itself. It's not our word against anyone else's. If you just look at the results of the ARC, the Atlantic Rally for Cruisers, this boat that we're on today, Samurai, Ocean Class 50, had line honors. It won the ARC with 0.0 hours. The owner told me that the boat that came second at many times was flying more sails than he was, doing everything in its capabilities to beat him, and the boat just performs well. So being a performance boat, you know, we have narrower bows, but we've still managed to have large cabins. We've still got good displacement on this boat, which allows us to give you the other comforts. This boat has a dishwasher, full-size refrigerator, water maker, so it's a comfortable boat, and importantly, sails really well.
Well, as we just saw the surveyors walking around tapping on the bottom of the hull, trying to find if there's any soft spots. So his ear is fairly trained, so I'm just walking and knocking very quickly. Right, we're checking for any different spots on the boat that looks like there might be parts damaged that they fixed themselves. All right, they're checking all the through-hole fittings. Right, we're going to check our little speed sensor as well, make sure that's working very nicely. We make our way around the back, we check the props, check the anodes, right, we check our rudders, and then he's just going to doing a nice walk around, doing a general check to see if there's anything to add to his survey. So you can see there's no barnacle growth or that. It's always good to take a look at after your boat's been cleaned, whoever does it, that they don't damage the anti-fouling. Some guys will really get aggressive with their metal scrapers and actually take anti-fouling off, which will cause growth to come back much quicker.
Right.
So a lot of our companies actually, after they scrape the bottom, they'll take some video for you to assure that they've done it correct. So we can see with this Catana, if we got this nice perspective of it, you can see how sharp and narrow the bows are that help us to cut through the waves much better, enhances the performance, but it still widens out nicely, so we have the big berths, nice deep storage bow lockers to put all of our sails in. We can slightly see how the bows are pitched out as well. All right, that's just to enhance performance on these boats and keeps it nice and sleek cutting through the water. So we can see the props and the rudders. All right, this design, the rudders are behind the props. So as soon as we kick engine forward, we have flow over our rudders that gives us good steering. Some boats will switch that around, right? Which just means we need a lot more forward momentum to have steerage. As soon as I kick the engine into gear, it flows water over the rudders and we have steerage, all right? Where if it's the other way around, as soon as I kick the engine forward, the water is just washing straight back and not over the rudders. So we need much more forward momentum to gain steerage. It's due to, we need flow of water over our rudder to be able to use the wheel. So if it's the other way around, you have to give it quite a bit to get momentum before you gain helm steerage.
Yeah, so we were doing an out-of-water inspection as far as a pre-purchase on a Catana 50. So we've actually had it out for a little bit. Earlier in the morning, we found that there was a drive seal that had failed, and so we found some fishing line and rope wrapped around it. So they're actually trying to clear that up right now. But as part of the inspection, we do a visual inspection on it, just looking for open damage and just cosmetic issues. And then we do percussion testing, which is just a fancy name for tapping on it with a hammer, although it's quite effective. And we're looking for like delamination and coring issues. And then earlier also, we used a moisture meter and then passive infrared thermography that looks for osmosis and water that could possibly get into the core materials. Everything looked good on this boat though for that. We use like a moisture meter. Okay. And passive infrared thermography. Okay. So I've actually kind of always worked in the boating business. I went to school for marine engineering and naval architecture, and then just kind of decided that was more of just a mid-level management job. Okay. So I wanted to kind of get my hands dirty and work on boats physically, but I didn't want to actually like fix or repair boats either. So when I was working at another manufacturer, we had the opportunity to meet with and work with a lot of surveyors, and so I just thought it would be a good fit for what I wanted to do. So, and then I've been doing this for about 18 years.
All right, so we had Samurai hauled out. She looks very good. Pretty glad we cleaned her up. The props are nice and clean, no barnacles on them. Immediate findings, we've had some lines and fishing lines wrapped around both of the props. So I've suggested to the owners they should get line cutters added, which would cut that line before it gets a chance to wrap around. What it's done is it's broken the seals, and we will have to replace the seals on the sail drives. Pretty much 1 out of 4 underwater lights is working perfectly, and that's something that will be attended to as well. But she got the good bill of health, and we're pretty happy right now. All right, so we've got a light drizzle. We had some pretty strong wind and sideways rain, but it has blown over, luckily. We're heading out to sea now. We're about to go out of the Port Everglades inlet. Expect it to be a little bumpy in the inlet, and we'll see how it goes out there. Once we're out at sea, we'll get the sails up. It'll be a nice experience for the buyers, a chance for the surveyor to do a full inspection of the sails and see how the boat handles in the ocean. Something that's very informative and a good experience, hopefully, for these buyers. All right, guys, I'm going to come stand here. Yep, we're going to put sails up.
Mine down.
Nice.
That's nice.
So what happened there, we had no wind, but we dropped the sail. Basically, very simple maneuver, keep the nose pointed into the wind. And this entire mainsail dropped straight back into the sail bag in one smooth, easy motion. We filled the Genoa, which was pretty quick and easy as well. So, overall the sails looked fantastic. These are high performance sails, and this boat is very easy to sail. It could have all been done single-handedly if necessary. And yeah, sails up and down without breaking a sweat.